This is a Thunderbolt, asterisk.
A few moments later.
What were you thinking?
I was on meth!
Thunderbolts asterisk The New Avengers is the ultimate triumph of the MCU. Has everyone proclaiming that Marvel is so back. Which also indicates that maybe, just maybe, the MCU has not been as great as it was a decade ago. We even have the studio itself declaring that they need to go back to focusing on quality over quantity, and their own movies have been taking jabs at the merit of their work.
Welcome to the MCU, by the way. You're joining at a bit of a low point.
And especially after the achievements of Captain Falcon American 4, we needed a true win. Something that will get everybody so hyped with great reviews. Something to make everybody undeniably say that MCU is saved. And the Thunderbolts asterisk did that. But still, nobody cared. The movie flopped tremendously at the box office. And to put this into perspective, the MCU has always gone off with a bang. How did Marvel end Phase 1? With the historic ensemble of The Avengers, which also coincidentally earned them $1.5 billion. They followed it up, ending Phase 2 with Avengers Age of Ultron, making another $1.5 billion. And then, of course, they ended Phase 3 with Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, earning them all the money in the world with a combined $5 billion. And now, the MCU ends Phase 5 with the new Avengers making a whimsy $380 million. Just so we're clear, at a minimum, $1 billion less than the others. And even though the Thunderbolts asterisk does not have as large of a budget as Endgame, they still have lost Disney millions of dollars. I guess it turns out that making a new Avengers film out of characters from failed MCU movies and Disney Plus shows is
Not a great plan.
especially when it's 3 derivative Captain America ripoffs, a knockoff Black Widow from a Black Widow movie that went so terrifically that Scarlett Johansson sued Disney over it. Oh, and who else does the new Avengers fill out their lineup with but the fan favorite Ghost?
Who?
But you know, even if characters don't have any name recognition, sometimes a story can be so gripping that it turns those nobodies into household names.
I am Iron Man.
Like a team of irrelevant characters can be so well written that it turns them into icons, because that's what the MCU has been built off of. But with the Thunderbolts asterisk, the nicest thing I could say is, well, it certainly isn't as bad as the Marvels.
Give me a chance here before it gets
Slowly
too messy.
Hey, Black Girl Magic!
Here, please hit me as hard as you can. Don't hold back.
But not only is this movie a comedy that strikes out with practically every single joke, but the Thunderbolts asterisk also wants to take itself pretty seriously by pathetically trying to score brownie points with you through superficially discussing the pain of poor mental health, trying to tug at your heartstrings, get at your emotions to get you to look past how poorly crafted this film is, as the plot all hinges on the stupidest of decisions and coincidences. Because what happens in the story? Well, it begins by having Evil Lady need to kill all of her agents. And why does she fail? Well, because she decides to take a page out of Dr. Evil's book by putting a big clock on the wall to let everybody know exactly when she's going to try to kill them. And because Elaine is such an absolute genius, she also forgot that she had created Marvel's version of Superman, Super Bob. And because she forgot about him, she kept him sleeping in a box and accidentally left Super Bob in the room with the rest of the Thunderbolts so that they can now become best friends. And not only is it incredibly stupid to leave Bob there, but how he wakes up is even dumber. Because how do the Thunderbolts asterisk find out that Super Bob is there with them? This event that's going to change the course of history forever? John Walker coincidentally knocks over a table in such a specific way that it magically activates the most advanced technology in the world to wake Super Bob up. You can't even open up my grandma's phone without a passkey, yet a table can fall over and activate Superman?
Right.
Yeah, well, when the plot hinges on something so random, something so improbable to occur, when the story needs a 1 in a million to happen, that is what you call a plot contrivance.
We need to put some holdo maneuvers. Do some real damage.
Come on, that move is 1 in a million.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
And after Super Bob wakes up, because the plot says so, turns out he's a pretty nice guy. He actually sacrifices himself so the rest of the team can escape from the mean evil lady. And even though Bob survives, we have another issue, because Super Bob is super sad. He needs some help. Especially because when he's sad, he sort of turns into Thanos. And so the biggest development of the movie was helping Bob deal with his depression. And the characters do that. They save the city by giving Bob a hug and teaching him all about the importance of family. Making that 2 MCU movies in a row where the big monster's defeated by kindly asking him to please calm down.
I know you've done some terrible things.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And after the big hug and Bob wakes up, he has amnesia about the entire event, meaning that there really is nothing stopping Bob from destroying the planet the next time he's sad, because the main lesson he learned may be lost. We can hope that he gets his memory back, but we don't know for certain in the film, which makes the biggest arc of the film feel quite unsatisfying. And what is doubly unsatisfying about the conclusion of this movie is that our main villain practically gets a victory in the end. She gets what she wants, as the Thunderbolts * New Avengers are willingly going into some sort of partnership with evil mean lady, basically making her the new Nick Fury. The movie frames this as a major win, having Yelena tell Elaine that,
We own you now.
but this is some pretty naive thinking. Somebody who is so entrenched in politics is not the simplest person to blackmail. And from an ethical standpoint, she's guilty of countless crimes. She's currently getting impeached, was using the New Avengers to get her out of her impeachment, is responsible for the Void wiping out New York, and has wanted to kill the New Avengers the whole time because she saw them as loose ends. Yet, our new heroes are willing to look past all of that, not have her face justice, just so that they can be in position to be the new Avengers. Yes, the new Avengers, the future face of the MCU. Because I bet that replacing Iron Man, Captain America, the Incredible Hulk, and Thor with an Ant-Man villain and Black Widow's dad will certainly work out in the long run.
Thanks for watching
DUCKFINDER
on YouTube. For more premium content, subscribe.
just like the simulation.